Hi, this is Eddie with A Mindful Emergence, where Margaret and I are in the waking up business. We want to help educate people, inform people on how to use plant medicine and other psychedelics intentionally. And this particular video is the fifth video that I've done covering five specific must-read books that I've read and I suggest you consider. The other four videos, each have five books each, is listed in the description below. So the first book I want to talk about is The Little Book of Terpenes for Cannabis Consumers. This of the five books is the one that I've been referencing most, and it's not because it's the best or whatever, it's just because I focus so much on terpenes. If you've watched other videos, you know that I strongly emphasize understanding terpenes, understanding these aromatic compounds and how they affect our experience for whatever reason we're using them. And this is a really good book. It goes into various terpenes, it explains what they're for, how you can access them. I really recommend it. The interesting thing is, there's no author. So I don't know, somebody's anonymous or what the deal is. But if you really want to understand terpenes, this would be a good book to get. The second book I'm going to talk about is called Breaking Open the Head, a psychedelic journey into the heart of contemporary shamanism. And it's written by a guy named Daniel Pinchbeck, who's written for the Rolling Stone and the New Yorker. He's a very accomplished writer. Well, Daniel went to West Africa and he went to Gabon to experience the medicine Iboga. And the Mobiti people, I'm probably not pronouncing it right, have used Iboga for God knows how long in their spiritual practice. Iboga is not something I've used. I've used a lot of different psychedelics, almost everything out there, but I've avoided Iboga for a couple of reasons. One is I don't see the need to use it. It hasn't called to me. Iboga is an extraordinarily powerful effect for people breaking the grip of alcoholism, in some cases, some other addictions as well, such as heroin and so on. Um, that's not something that's on the table for me that I need to deal with. The second reason I haven't done it is that I heard it's not fun. It's really rough stuff, extremely powerful, and I've heard it's even more, I don't know, overwhelming than ayahuasca, which carries its own little surprises as well. But the book is absolutely fascinating. This guy's fearless, and he does an amazing job about talking about his experience. He goes there, interacts with the people. If you want to know about Iboga, this is an essential book, in my opinion, for you to read. The third book is called The Sacred Practice of Integration, and it's written by someone I know named Andreas Phelps. He's a PhD that lives in California. And this book does not talk about psychedelics or plant medicine at all. Andreas actually comes from the corporate world, and he talks about integration from the perspective of total healing. He says to realize the individual and collective potential, we must cultivate awareness and courageous action within our foundational relationships. And so this book could be very helpful to you. It's very thin, it's under 100 pages, but if you really want to dive into integration, this is a book you might want to consider. It's self-published, and again, all this information is in the description that accompanies this video. The next book is a particular favorite of mine called Cannabis and Spirituality by Stephen Gray. And Stephen is a very accomplished individual in terms of meditation and understanding the plant. He's a teacher and writer. His background is very strongly influenced by Tibetan Buddhism. And this is a great book. I mean, as I'm flipping through it, I'm going through the pages. It's like I'm seeing this is underlined and that's underlined and so on and so on. It's a great book. And Explorer's Guide to an Ancient Plant Spirit Ally. Cannabis and Spirituality by Stephen Gray. By the way, I don't get any money by recommending any of these books. This is just something I'm doing as sort of the public service, if you will. And the fifth of the five books is called The Rebel's Apothecary by Jenny Sansouci or San, I'm not sure on a pronunciation, Sansouci. And this is a really good book. It talks about a practical guide to the healing magic of cannabis, CBD, and mushrooms. And I mean, this has got everything in here. I mean, there's recipes and all kinds of stuff. It's a really good book, and it's a little bit bigger, and I recommend it. So there's the 5 books. If you have books that you know that you think are worth talking about, that you want to recommend, put them in the comments. As I mentioned before, check out the other videos. You got 25 books now that I have talked about that you can look in and consider. So I hope that's helpful, and we'll see you next video.